Hello, I'm Chief Warrant Officer 4 Victor Pinion, U.S. Navy, retired, telling some stories of my naval career. This one concerns the USS Midway having a collision at sea in the Straits of Malacca while I was the Ship Installations Officer on the staff at the Commander Fleet Air Force's Western Pacific in the Philippines. The ship had been in the collision with a civilian ship with some logs lashed up forward for the purpose of ramming, and it had been deliberately rammed, as the story I got, by that freighter. In any case, the Midway returned to Subic Bay in the Philippines, and oh man, admirals from everywhere. There's a lot of gold braid around there investigating that situation, and it was determined that the repairs could be made right there at the ship repair facility at Subic Bay. So we set about making those repairs. As I recall, it took about a month. It's also very common for, in a collision at sea with a U.S. Navy ship, for the commanding officer to be relieved of his job and fired and replaced with another commanding officer. They determined that Captain Carmichael, the skipper of the Midway, was blameless, and that nobody on the Midway was to blame at all, as the word I got. So they decided, the powers that be, to not relieve the captain. He was a very well-liked commanding officer, and I had served under him on the Midway. He was the last CO I had on the Midway. But we all liked him a lot. And he mustered the whole ship's crew up on the flight deck, sitting there at the pier in Subic Bay at the ship repair facility, and announced to them that he was very happy that he would be going to the Indian Ocean with the ship. And that entire crew cheered so lustily. My goodness, I was in the CAFSU office when this happened, probably a quarter of a mile or so away from the ship. And inside the office with the doors closed, and that cheering brought us out of the office looking back toward the ship. It was very loud and happy, and I was happy to see Captain Carmichael remain in command. I was later told that he was commissioned a flag officer, a Rear Admiral lower half, when he left the ship a year or so later. But that's a situation that occurred, I'm proud to report on. It was a good thing for the Midway's crew and the commanding officer and officers, and it was a morale booster. Now, the Midway was in very good condition, material condition at that time, because we had just completed a couple of years worth of incremental overhaul during the ship's regular import periods at Yokosuka, which I have told about in other films. That's enough of the story. Y'all carry on.